As the picture softly fades to darkness, take a deep, quiet breath and let the busyness of the outer world gently drift away. Tonight, we begin a calm and restful journey far beneath the surface of the earth, entering a realm defined by complete peace, silence, and timeless beauty. Down here, beneath thick layers of ancient stone and nutrient-rich soil, there are no clocks, no sudden movements, and no hurry, only the soft, reassuring rhythm of subterranean moisture shaping quiet masterpieces across centuries. As you settle comfortably into your bed and close your eyes, allow your mind to drift down into these cool, subterranean sanctuaries. The air is still, the darkness is comforting, and everything moves at a soothing, incredibly deliberate pace that invites your body to completely let go and rest. High above one of these hidden sanctuaries in the French countryside, quiet rains fall gently onto the woodland floor, soaking through layers of moss, fallen leaves, and rich earth. As rainwater filters through soil above France's Grotte de Villers, it absorbs organic carbon dioxide to form mild carbonic acid, slowly dissolving overhead limestone to deposit soft, luminous aragonite needles, drop by drop, in the still air. This delicate, unseen chemistry unfolds with breathtaking patience in the silent alcoves below, over countless years, as each minute droplet pauses at the tip of the ceiling before falling. It leaves behind infinitesimal trace minerals that gradually coalesce into shimmering, needle-like formations. These luminous aragonite crystals catch the imagination in the cool shadow, growing micromillimeter by micromillimeter in an environment where no harsh wind or disturbance ever penetrates, preserving a steady sanctuary of pure, untouched peace. Far across the world, tucked within the quiet depths of the Great Basin, another subterranean wonder slumbers in absolute tranquility. Inside the absolute darkness of Layman Caves in Nevada, soda straw stalactites maintain a tiny central water canal exactly 5 millimeters wide, where surface tension anchors a single translucent droplet for minutes before it slowly falls. In this total, velvety darkness, time stretches out into an unending melody of stillness. The narrow, hollow tubes of stone act as delicate conduits for the mountain's moisture. A single drop of water gathers at the tip of the straw, perfectly cradled by surface tension, glowing like a tiny glass bead in the utter quiet. For long, peaceful minutes, it remains suspended in place, untouched by any breeze, before gravity gently coaxes it down to join the silent floor below, leaving behind its microscopic ring of stone to continue the endless creation. Listening to the slow, steady pulse of these cavern waters brings a soothing rhythm to the mind, encouraging all tension to melt away into the quiet darkness. In these subterranean chambers, millions of drops have fallen in sequence over thousands of quiet years, building majestic mineral pillars with quiet, effortless grace. There is great comfort in knowing that while the surface world shifts through day and night, These hidden realms remain unchanged, bathed in perpetual rest. As you sink deeper into your pillow, let the tranquil atmosphere of the caves enfold you, wrapped in the cool, silent embrace of the earth as you drift peacefully towards sleep. Deep beneath the sun-baked soil of the American Southwest, a realm of timeless tranquility remains untouched by the passage of daylight. Here, far below the shifting sands and summer heat, the air grows cool, soft, and envelopingly still. In these subterranean sanctuaries, atmospheric conditions remain virtually unchanged for thousands of years, preserving a microclimate where moisture hangs suspended in the dark like a quiet breath. The world above may cycle through frantic seasons, wild storms, and the steady march of civilizations. Yet down in the hollowed limestone chambers, time moves to a vastly different cadence. Earth and water engage in an ancient, silent conversation, one that proceeds without hurry, without sound, and without witness. Every breath of wind is filtered out by layers of dense stone, leaving only the profound, restorative quiet of the Earth's deep interior. It is an environment crafted for absolute rest, where nothing is demanded and nothing is rushed. The mind naturally settles into this dark, cool stillness, matching the patient rhythm of the stone itself as it slowly shapes the architecture of the underground. Within the humid silence of Caverns in Arizona, calcite-laden groundwater trickles through delicate, tube-like soda straws at a pace of 1 droplet every 40 seconds, leaving behind a mineral ring only 1/10 of a millimeter thick per century. Each tiny drop of water clings for a long moment to the tip of the hollow straw, glistening softly in the absolute dark before its weight gently pulls it downward into the quiet pool below. As the droplet releases its hold, it leaves behind the faintest trace of dissolved calcium carbonate, a microscopic ring of crystal that bonds seamlessly with the mineral layers laid down long before. This imperceptible addition occurs in complete darkness, far from the awareness of the surface world. 40 seconds pass in peaceful waiting, followed by another single, luminous bead of water, repeating a cycle that has continued unbroken through countless human generations. There is no haste in this process, no striving to build quickly, but rather an enduring devotion to the simple, rhythmic release of liquid and stone. Over decades that merge effortlessly into centuries, these hollow tubes elongate with meticulous grace, forming delicate conduits that whisper of the Earth's quiet persistence. To contemplate such slow formation is to surrender our standard measures of time and enter a state of deep, restorative calm. A single millimeter of growth represents more than 1,000 years of quiet, steady dripping, an epoch of silence captured within a whisper of stone. The cave does not measure progress in hours or days, but in the soft accumulation of mineral rings, each one resting upon the last like pages in a long, peaceful history. As you imagine these translucent soda straws growing in the dark, the gentle rhythm of the descending drops invites your own breathing to slow and deepen. There is a profound comfort in knowing that beneath the surface of our busy world, processes of such delicate beauty continue silently, requiring nothing more than patience, water, and stone. With every passing moment, the cavern holds its quiet breath, resting in the cool embrace of the earth, perfectly content to let the centuries unfold one slow, calcite-laden drop at a time. Deep beneath rolling hills and peaceful valleys, the earth yields to an ancient, unhurried rhythm that knows nothing of the sun's movement across the sky. In these vast hidden chambers, where absolute silence wraps gently around every shadow, groundwater moves in quiet, delicate measure, filtering through layers of stone and carrying microscopic particles of dissolved mineral into the damp darkness. Here, time completely loses all sense of urgency, measured not by hours, days, or changing seasons, but by the steady, rhythmic fall of single, deliberate drops. Within the subterranean stillness of Derbyshire's Treak Cliff Cavern in England, mineral-rich groundwater trickling through damp limestone, overhead lengthens delicate soda straw stalactites by barely 1 millimeter every century. Each hollow tube of crystalline calcite hangs like a spun thread of glass, suspended in pristine quiet as generation after generation of water leaves behind a tiny, microscopic ring of smooth alabaster. Every drop holds a quiet promise of endurance, working in total stillness as these gentle, translucent drops gather slowly at the tip of each slender straw. They mirror the silent patience of the surrounding cavern walls, building mineral structures of breathtaking delicacy across thousands of peaceful years. The surrounding air remains cool, constant, and completely undisturbed, protecting the slow emergence of these fragile formations from the rushing world above. Every drop of water acts as a quiet messenger from the surface, seeping down through rich soil and ancient limestone, carrying tiny fragments of calcium carbonate that accumulate with subtle, quiet perfection. In this protected subterranean realm, the growth of stone unfolds at a pace so tranquil that it escapes human perception entirely, transforming dark rock ceilings into places of quiet wonder, deep stillness, and enduring grace. There is a deep comfort in knowing that this quiet process continues endlessly without interruption. This quiet, subterranean alchemy has drawn the gentle wonder of naturalists and scholars throughout human history, offering a rare glimpse into nature's most patient craftsmanship. In 1689, Carniolan scholar Johann Weichert von Valvesser documented the peaceful formation of calcite drapery stalactites in Slovenia's Postojna Cave, where quiet mineral drips deposit fractions of a millimeter of translucent crystal curtain each passing decade, wandering through the cool air and quiet shadows of those vast Slovenian galleries. He carefully observed how moisture, creeping down gently sloped ceilings, follows natural contours to weave flowing, ribbon-like folds of mineralized stone. These delicate calcite curtains hang in elegant, undulating waves, appearing almost weightless as they catch ambient light, with a soft luminescence born from centuries of undisturbed peace. With every passing epoch, these thin, glowing stone curtains expand by imperceptible degrees, turning the steady, calming pulse of falling moisture into a timeless, living sculpture. To rest in the presence of such ancient subterranean formations is to enter a profound silence, far removed from the restless pace of the outer world. The steady, hypnotic drip of groundwater serves as a natural lullaby, echoing softly against smooth rock walls before settling into dark, mirror-like pools below. In the perpetual calm of these hidden sanctuaries, layer by microscopic layer, calcite crystals settle into place with effortless grace, continuing their silent, beautiful journey in perfect, restful harmony with the deep earth. Step beyond the reach of daylight into the deep, unhurried sanctuaries of the earth, where the air rests perfectly still, and time seems to lose all ordinary measure. In these untouched subterranean chambers, moisture moves not with the swift rush of surface streams, but in silent, invisible breaths that carry minute particles of dissolved minerals. Here, amidst an enduring tranquility, nature takes up an art of unbelievable patience, shaping delicate stone forms, atom by atom, across centuries of unbroken dark. High in the draftless gloom of Cantabria's Cueva del Soplo, in Spain, intricate aragonite stalactite needles grow under near total humidity, accumulating less than 15 micrometers of crystal structure each passing year. This quiet accumulation occurs in absolute stillness, far removed from the shifting seasons and restless weather of the world above. Each microscopic layer of calcium carbonate settling upon the growing tips aligns itself into needle-like aragonite lattices of pure white and translucent amber. The air in these deep caverns remains so calm that not a single stray current disturbs the slow precipitation of calcium ions, allowing delicate features to extend into the shadowy expanse like frozen frost patterns. To stand in such a space would be to experience a quietude so complete that the softest heartbeat feels like a gentle pulse within the living stone itself. In other subterranean realms, mineral growths abandon even the familiar pull of gravity to form structures of startling, organic complexity. Deep within New Mexico's Lechuguilla Cave, rare gypsum stalactite variants, called halictites, curve smoothly against gravity into intricate spiral tendrils over tens of thousands of years, fed not by dripping water, but by microscopic capillary draw through internal pores. Unlike traditional stalactites that depend on the rhythmic descent of falling droplets, these unusual formations draw their mineral-rich nourishment inward and upward through tiny central canals, no wider than a human hair. As water creeps through these internal passages, Hydrostatic pressure and surface tension force tiny amounts of dissolved gypsum to deposit in unpredictable, twisting directions. Over vast spans of geological time, these tender gypsum tendrils branch, loop, and curl through the silent air, fashioning alabaster gardens that seem almost weightless in the dark. The process unfolds with an astonishing slowness, a continuous movement so gradual that human eyes could never detect its progress in a single lifetime. Yet across millennia, these curving spirals accumulate into intricate tapestries, holding fast to the cavern walls as quiet testaments to the subtle physics of surface tension and capillary action. As the quiet hours drift on, these hidden formations continue their slow work in complete solitude, undisturbed by the passage of sun and moon. Deep within these silent chambers, mineral deposits quietly solidify into sculptures that may never be seen by human eyes. Each crystal of aragonite and gypsum finds its place in the darkness, settling smoothly upon the ones before it in a slow dance of physics and geology. There is no rush in these sanctuaries, no urgency to reach completion, only the soothing cadence of growth unfolding at its own timeless pace. As you rest now, you can picture these calm, hidden caverns where delicate needles and soft spirals rest peacefully in the cool darkness, perfectly still, perfectly preserved, and forever untroubled by time. Deep beneath the quiet slopes of ancient alpine ridges, the world contracts into a soft, steady rhythm of absolute stillness and darkness. Far removed from the shifting winds of the surface, where seasons change in colorful cycles, the interior of the earth maintains an unbroken constancy. Here, water travels along hidden conduits, trickling through immense layers of porous limestone with patient, deliberate slowness. Each single drop carries within it an imperceptible measure of dissolved minerals, gathered as rainfall, filtered gently down through topsoil and fractured bedrock over hundreds of years. Within these silent chambers, the humidity rests perpetually near total saturation, preserving an atmosphere so undisturbed that even the softest breath of air seems absent. As water collects at the tips of tiny stone ceiling conduits, time itself appears to stretch, measuring its passage not by hours or days, but by the quiet, rhythmic swell of liquid droplets suspended in the dark. Every gentle bead of moisture forms a subtle bridge between the massive mountain above and the tranquil space below, preparing to deposit its minuscule contribution to the subterranean landscape. In some of these hidden cavernous recesses, mineral deposits assume forms far softer and more mysterious than the familiar hard stone of common speleothems. In 1555, Swiss naturalist Conrad Gessner documented soft, cream-like Moonmilk stalactites inside Mount Pilatus's Moonmilk Cave, where delicate microcrystalline calcite remains suspended in unsolidified moisture for thousands of years under undisturbed mountain darkness. Unlike traditional hard calcite formations that crystallize into rigid structures, Moonmilk lingers as a velvety, pasty substance, cradled within the damp embrace of the cave walls. Microbial activity and specific microclimatic conditions interact gently with the percolating waters, preventing the microscopic needles of calcite from fully interlocking. Instead of solidifying immediately, this pale, smooth, precipitate coats the stone surfaces like a fine paste, shimmering faintly in total silence. The dampness keeps the mineral structure pliable and unhurried, holding it in a perpetual state of soft suspension. For centuries, this serene deposit rested in complete seclusion within the heart of Mount Pilatus, untouched by light or draft, offering an extraordinary glimpse into the subtle variations of mineral growth. It serves as a gentle reminder of how nature can weave forms of unexpected softness deep within the solid granite and limestone foundations of the earth. To linger in thought beside these quiet formations is to step away from the restless pace of the outer world and enter a realm of profound rest. As each drop falls with a soft, barely audible whisper, it leaves behind a tiny, quiet memory in stone or silk-smooth moonmilk, building a sanctuary of peace over thousands of quiet years. The air inside the cavern is cool, constant, and clean, soothing all tension and encouraging a deep, peaceful stillness to settle over the mind. This sheltered subterranean dark, there is no urge to hurry, no struggle against time, only the effortless, unending flow of nature working in absolute serenity. The gradual, patient accumulation of mineral layers continues long after our thoughts drift away into sleep, safe within the enduring sanctuary of the earth. Surrounded by this timeless composure, we can rest easily, knowing that deep beneath the surface, a quiet and beautiful creation continues its gentle, endless process in total peace. Deep beneath the surface of the earth, far removed from the shifting seasons and the quiet glow of twilight, time moves at a slow and restful pace known only to the stone. Here in the subterranean silence, water travels gently downward through ancient layers of porous limestone, carrying dissolved minerals in tiny, translucent droplets. Each drop lingers upon the vaulted ceiling of a hidden chamber, pausing in the cool darkness before surrendering its delicate mineral burden to the silent air. Over hundreds of years, these microscopic crystals of calcium carbonate settle into place, slowly fashioning slender hollow straws and graceful, translucent mineral draperies that hang suspended in timeless tranquility. The natural rhythm of this underground world is entirely unhurried, untouched by the rush of surface winds or the quiet turn of day into night. As moisture breathes softly through the bedrock, the surrounding cavern holds a deep and soothing peace, inviting every wandering thought to rest, while stone quietly builds upon stone in the enduring hush of the subterranean world. In certain sheltered sanctuaries hidden within the earth, this slow craft reaches a rare level of pristine purity. Within the windless stillness of the Grotta Bianca in southern Italy, pure alabaster stalactites form in near total humidity without dust, accumulating concentric calcite rings at a rate of just 1 centimeter every 50 years, without even the faint whisper of air currents to disturb the moist atmosphere. Each falling drop releases its dissolved mineral with steady, peaceful, and unwavering precision. Year after quiet year, layer after paper-thin layer settles upon the tip of the hanging alabaster forms, preserving a continuous record of subterranean quietude that spans many human generations. The surrounding air remains perpetually still and humid, enveloping the pale, glowing stone in a soft, protective embrace where nothing hastens or disrupts the patient work of water. Here, the passage of half a century is but a brief sigh in the long memory of the cave, leaving behind only a single centimeter of alabaster growth, perfectly aligned in concentric rings of pure alabaster crystal that rest undisturbed in the quiet shadows. Across the sea, in another deep sanctuary carved by geological time, a similarly gentle patience unfolds in total stillness. In the cool, windless darkness of Blanchard Springs, caverns in Arkansas's Ozark Mountains, constant single-drop seepage from overlying rock layers deposits calcite at a rate of less than 2 millimeters per 100 years. High above these vast Ozark chambers, gentle rains fall upon ancient forest floors and filter down through dense, ancient limestone strata, purified and slowed by hundreds of feet of solid earth. By the time a single droplet reaches the cavern ceiling, it has gathered a subtle payload of dissolved calcium, releasing it so gradually that many human lifetimes would pass before any visible change could ever be measured by watchful human eyes. This imperceptible drip proceeds without pause, filling the cool stillness with a soothing, comforting resonance that lulls the surrounding stone into deep repose. In this undisturbed subterranean haven, centuries drift by like quiet dreams, leaving only minuscule traces of white calcite to mark the timeless journey of water through the ancient, resting heart of the Ozark Hills. Deep beneath the Earth's surface, where time moves at the subtle speed of gathering groundwater, limestone caverns preserve a deep and comforting stillness. In these subterranean sanctuaries, safe from the shifting seasons and the restless winds of the world above, water carries out its patient artistry, one translucent drop at a time. High upon the shadowed ceilings, dissolved minerals gradually separate from percolating moisture, leaving behind microscopic rings of pure calcium carbonate. Over countless centuries, these tiny mineral deposits accumulate into long, slender stone pendants that reach quietly down toward the cave floor. Hanging in complete darkness within the white chamber of Lebanon's Jada Grotto, an 8.2-meter calcite stalactite, one of the longest unbroken formations on Earth, has lengthened by barely 3 centimeters per century from steady, mineral-rich seepage. This ancient stone cylinder stands as a peaceful testament to immense durations, built by an unhurried, rhythmic drip, has continued through millennia, without pause or haste. Each slow droplet falls gently into the quiet air, depositing its tiny gift of mineral before trickling softly away into the surrounding darkness, where century follows century in unbroken peace. The delicate process of stalactite growth is an intricate and gentle dance between sky, soil, and ancient bedrock. As soft rain falls upon wooded hillsides and sinks through rich topsoil, it absorbs carbon dioxide, forming a mild carbonic acid that slowly dissolves limestone as it percolates through hidden fissures. When this mineral-laden solution finally emerges into an underground chamber, where air pressure and humidity remain beautifully constant, the excess gas softly escapes into the cavern. Freed of its gas, the water can no longer hold all of its calcite in solution, depositing a paper-thin ring around the rim of every hanging droplet. In the quiet dampness of Lechuguilla Cave in North Yorkshire, the 2-meter sword of Damocles stalactite lengthens at a tranquil pace of just 0.13 millimeters per year, hanging above a subterranean chamber first drained in 1837. This minute, almost imperceptible addition means that across a full human lifetime, the formation expands by less than a single centimeter, maintaining its solitary watch in the cool, moist atmosphere. Over countless generations, subterranean passageways remain undisturbed, while overhead, the steady drip of water continues its soothing, rhythmic cadence. To wander in thought through these quiet, hidden chambers is to enter a world completely removed from the quickening pace of human calendars, where centuries drift by like peaceful breaths. The steady, quiet sound of water droplets landing in clear, glassy pools below provides a soothing lullaby, echoing softly through stone passageways that have remained unchanged for age upon age. Each mineral drapery, delicate soda straw, and heavy column grows without the slightest hurry, trusting in the eternal replenishment of the earth above. There is no urgency in the dark, only the steady, comforting passage of time measured out in crystalline drops. The darkness here is not cold or forbidding, but rather a warm, protective shroud that cradles the slow birth of mineral architecture across geological time. As you rest now in the stillness of the night, you can imagine these hidden spaces continuing their quiet, steady work beneath the sleeping landscape. A hidden realm of silence, shadow, and slowly descending stone, resting deeply in absolute peace. In the absolute quiet of the world below, time abandons its familiar hurry, adopting a rhythm measured not in seconds or hours, but in the slow, persistent pulse of falling water. Far beneath the gentle contours of hills and valleys, protected from the sun's bright passage and the turning of seasons, hidden limestone caverns preserve an enduring peace. Within these sheltered spaces, cool air remains perfectly still, held in a perpetual hush that feels both ancient and deeply comforting. Every sound here is softened by the vast embrace of rock, reduced to the gentle, rhythmic whisper of moisture seeping through through unseen pores high above. As groundwater trickles through layers of soil and stone, it dissolves minute traces of calcium carbonate, carrying this liquid mineral weight into the dark voids below. Each drop gathers slowly at the tip of a hanging ceiling formation, resting there in quiet suspense, while a thin shell of calcite crystallizes around its rim. When the heavy droplet finally surrenders to gravity, it leaves behind a microscopic ring of stone, a humble contribution to a structure that may take millennia to grow. Beneath the ceiling, where the fallen water strikes the cavern floor, a companion formation slowly begins its upward journey, accumulating the leftover minerals into a smooth, rounded mound. In this sacred darkness, the process unfolds with infinite patience, as if the cavern itself understands that beauty requires no haste, only the unbroken constancy of nature's subtle touch. Across vast stretches of geologic time, these downward and upward spires reach toward one another like silent travelers, moving across an unimaginable expanse of stillness. Centimeter by centimeter, century by century, their pointed tips close the intervening distance, suspended in a tranquil courtship governed by chemistry and gravity. Deep in the subterranean silence of Spain's Cuvidenerja, a monumental 32-meter column slowly fused over 500,000 years, as a hanging stalactite met its rising stalagmite twin drop by microscopic drop. To stand in imagination beside such an ancient pillar is to feel the overwhelming stillness of 500,000 years woven directly into solid earth. Empires on the surface rose and collapsed into dust. Ice ages expanded and receded, and countless generations of life flourished and faded. Yet, within that sheltered Spanish cave, the quiet dripping never wavered in its devotion. The two stone figures steadily drew nearer until their delicate calcite tips met in a soft, permanent embrace, transforming two separate journeys into a single monolithic column that now anchors the ceiling to the floor. The seamless join bears witness to what can be accomplished when time is granted unlimited space, showing how tiny, quiet moments, repeated without pause, construct monuments of breathtaking scale and serene dignity. Now, in the undisturbed shadows of these subterranean halls, that same quiet work continues without interruption. Water continues to fall with a rhythmic, soothing cadence, each soft droplet chiming gently into crystal clear pools resting upon the cave floor. There is no rush here, no pressure to complete the masterwork, only the peaceful, restorative flow of nature taking its time. As you listen to the distant echoes of falling water, let your mind settle into the deep, unhurried stillness of the cavern, where every breath brings restful quiet, and every moment is held in everlasting peace. As autumn arrives across the surface world above, gentle rain falls upon the quiet forest soil, soaking slowly down through layers of damp fallen leaves and soft moss. As autumn rain trickles through forest soil into underground caverns such as Stump Cross in Yorkshire. It carries dissolved humic acids into hanging stalactites, leaving micro-thin annual rings that glow soft pale amber under ultraviolet light. These hidden rings form a quiet, luminous chronicle of the passing years, locked within the cool, enduring silence of subterranean stone, far beyond the reach of human eyes. Each drop of water completes a long and peaceful journey, traveling downward through dark bedrock to deposit its minute, precious contribution of dissolved organic matter. Within the dark cave chamber, the surrounding air remains completely motionless, holding a steady coolness throughout every changing season. The stalactites expand inward with painstaking slowness, drop by gentle drop, creating delicate structural patterns that retain the organic signature of past autumns. It is a tranquil realm, far removed from the quickening pace of surface life, where time is measured not by hours or days, but by the gradual accumulation of soft, glowing mineral strata. Farther south, in the subalpine silence of Trentino's Grotta di Ernesto in northern Italy, gentle drips of winter seepage lay down micro-thin calcite layers, averaging just 1/10 of a millimeter per year, sealing ancient temperature fluctuations into pale, translucent crystal bands. High above the cave entrance, deep winter snow blankets the mountain peaks. But far beneath the frost line, the subterranean atmosphere remains perpetually calm, still, and undisturbed. Each fraction of a millimeter added to a growing stalactite preserves a subtle record of ancient climate, registering the quiet, delicate thermal shifts of winters that passed many centuries ago. The gentle, rhythmic cadence of water falling onto crystal formations creates a soothing backdrop, reminiscent of a slow and steady heartbeat deep within the living rock. As the centuries turn silently, these translucent layers accumulate side by side in perfect order, forming a continuous archive of Earth's historic atmospheric patterns. The pale crystal bands shine softly in the darkness, quietly cradled by the surrounding ancient stone in an unbroken, timeless lineage of physical memory and quiet stillness. Contemplating these hidden subterranean processes brings a comforting sense of deep calm and perspective to the mind. Across vast, quiet geographies, from the rolling dales of Yorkshire to the alpine valleys of northern Italy, underground waters continue their timeless work with steady, unwavering patience. Each hanging stalactite acts as a quiet, undisturbed sanctuary of natural history, holding thousands of micro-thin layers that document the subtle, recurring rhythm of rain, soil, and stone. The steady drip of water remains a reassuring constant in a universe that is forever shifting. Within these ancient caverns, there is no sense of rush, no tension, and no noise, only the gentle, restorative movement of mineral-rich drops creating enduring, silent beauty in total darkness. Every annual ring and translucent crystal band rests peacefully in the quiet earth, holding fast to the memories of ancient seasons. As you settle deeper into rest, allow your breathing to gently and naturally align with the slow, steady rhythm of the cavern drips, finding deep tranquility in the everlasting silence and quiet permanence of ancient stone. Deep beneath the sunlit surface of the earth, far beyond the reach of day, hidden caverns rest in eternal silence and cool, steady darkness. Within these ancient stone chambers, time flows at an unhurried pace, measured not by hours or seasons, but by the quiet, rhythmic fall of single drops of mineral-laden water. Each droplet gathers slowly at the tip of a stone ceiling, dissolving tiny fragments of limestone before releasing its burden to the dark floor below, inside the humid chambers of Israel's Stalactites Cave. Paleoclimatologists dating translucent calcite speleothems determined that slow drip rates have deposited growth layers averaging just 40 micrometers per year since the end of the last ice age 14,000 years ago. These impossibly thin ribbons of stone, built micromillimeter by micromillimeter over thousands of quiet centuries, capture a faint memory of the world above. As water seeps through deep rock layers, it carries down the gentle story of ancient rains, preserving a delicate record of shifting climates that unfolds without a sound in the subterranean quiet. The air inside remains constant and soothingly damp, shielding these fragile mineral formations from wind, storms, and the hurried changes of human history. Every stalactite hanging from the cave ceiling acts as a silent archivist, locking away environmental memories within its crystalline core. When examined up close, these translucent spires reveal concentric rings of calcite, much like the growth rings of an ancient forest tree. Each microlayer holds chemical signatures of the sky, recording whether a past year was filled with gentle autumn showers or dry, sun-baked months. In 1998, geochemists studying a 12-centimeter stalactite from Italy's Grotta del Cervo found that its microlayered calcite bands preserved an uninterrupted, quiet record of rainfall and local vegetation, spanning 8,000 consecutive winters. To contemplate such a formation is to realize that a stone no longer than a human palm can hold 8 millennia of peaceful winter memories, untouched by the noise of the outer world. The calcium carbonate crystals align themselves in perfect geometric harmony, locking in light and chemical details from forests that bloomed and faded thousands of years ago. Through every wet season, the forest roots absorbed rain, passing its subtle isotopic signals through soil and bedrock into the dripping cavern below, creating an unbroken tapestry of natural history. As night settles fully over the world outside, the subterranean realm continues its endless, calming work. There is no hurry within the stone, no rush for completion. The steady drip of water maintains its patient rhythm, adding infinitesimally thin layers to structures that will endure long into the distant future. In this quiet darkness, the earth breathes in long, slow cycles, reminding us of the profound beauty found in stillness and steady, gentle growth. Each mineral layer settles softly onto the last, creating a sanctuary of peace where thousands of years feel as calm and restful as a single quiet night. Standing beneath these ancient, glowing spires of calcite, one feels wrapped in a deep sense of tranquility and permanence. The earth cradles its secrets in quiet reverence, allowing the slow accretion of stone to whisper a soothing lullaby of endurance and peace. Here, in the heart of the cavern, every drop falls like a soft pulse, guiding the mind into a state of deep, undisturbed rest. Deep within the subterranean realm, far removed from the shifting winds and sunlit surface of the world, there exists a profound and undisturbed stillness. Here, in the cool and humid sanctuary of underground caverns, time does not hurry, nor does it measure itself by the rising and setting of the sun. Hours and centuries blend into one long, continuous moment, marked only by the soft, rhythmic sound of water trickling down through the stone above. Each solitary droplet travels through dozens of meters of ancient limestone bedrock, quietly absorbing minute traces of dissolved calcite along its journey. As the water rests briefly upon the tip of a hanging formation before falling to the cave floor below, it leaves behind an infinitesimal crystal of mineral, a silent, faithful contribution to a natural sculpture that requires millennia to take shape. This tranquil underground sanctuary, where no light ever breaks and the air stays eternally calm, the earth builds its enduring monuments with unimaginable gentleness and quiet grace. Within such deep stillness lies Hulu Cave, located near Nanjing, China, where dark and humid chambers shelter stalactites that elongated at a tranquil pace of just 6 micrometers per year, preserving a continuous 50,000-year climatic record of ancient summer monsoons within their mineral rings. Across these vast, unhurried spans of time, as empires rose and faded into memory above ground, the dripstone inside the cave maintained its steady, silent work. Like the hidden rings of a subterranean tree, each microscopic layer of calcite captures a quiet whisper of the prehistoric sky. When the summer monsoons blew across ancient Asia, bringing heavy rains and warm winds, the rainwater seeping down into the cavern carried subtle chemical clues of that ancient climate, locking the story of 50,000 years of seasonal weather into the translucent heart of stone. To reflect upon these slow-growing formations is to enter into a quiet partnership with deep time. There is no tension or haste within the stone chambers, only the comforting certainty of mineral accretion, proceeding drop by slow drop. Deep beneath our feet, the earth engages in supreme stillness, slowly turning moisture into stone. The monsoons that watered the earth tens of thousands of years ago, which once filled rivers and nourished ancient forests, have long since passed. Yet their memory remains safely stored inside these delicate, layered stalactites. Each millimeter of growth represents centuries of quiet patience, reminding us of the soft, deliberate rhythm by which the natural world records its own vast history when left untouched by the commotion of the surface. As the peaceful atmosphere of the cave surrounds the mind, the slow, rhythmic falling of water becomes a gentle lullaby for the resting spirit. With every gentle drop that falls, the weight of the day grows lighter, dissolving into the quiet dark. We are invited to let go of thought, to breathe slowly in harmony with the cavern's eternal hush, and to rest peacefully within this timeless refuge. In the darkness, far beneath the rustling leaves and restless skies, the calcite structures continue to form at their own eternal measure. They remain as tranquil guardians of subterranean time, holding safe the ancient secrets of the atmosphere while guiding the listener into a deep, motionless, and restoring sleep. As our quiet journey into the hidden places of the earth draws to its peaceful conclusion, we find ourselves surrounded by a darkness that feels gentle, protective, and profound. Here, far beneath the restless surface of the world, time loses all its modern urgency, settling into a patient rhythm dictated solely by the slow, measured cadence of falling water. Drop by single drop, mineral-rich moisture descends through tiny fractures in the limestone ceiling, leaving behind microscopic traces of stone before continuing its downward journey toward the cave floor. Within these quiet underground sanctuaries, the passage of eons is recorded with breathtaking patience, building enduring monuments of soft, translucent crystal that grow in perfect, unbroken stillness. Wrapped within these shimmering, slowly thickening stone draperies are secrets of the ancient past, held tenderly in place as the surface world shifts and changes through uncounted generations. Locked inside the slow-growing calcite layers of ancient cave stalactites are microscopic fluid inclusions, tiny bubbles of prehistoric drip water preserved for hundreds of thousands of years in silent, airtight crystal chambers. These minuscule drops of sky from long-forgotten ages rest in complete equilibrium, untouched by air or light, keeping safe the memory of ancient rains that fell upon primeval forests long before human history began. In the quietest depths of these subterranean chambers, this gentle accretion takes place at a speed so infinitely gradual that it eludes human perception entirely. Across millennia, as vast ice ages waned and distant oceans rose and fell, the quiet drip of water continued its soothing, steady work, capturing the atmospheric stories of entire epochs within microscopic layers of mineral stone. Deep within the humid darkness of Postojna Cave in southern China, translucent calcite speleothems, elongated at an imperceptible average rate of less than 8 micrometers per year, locking 75,000 years of ancient monsoon rainfall cycles into delicate mineral rings. Each fragile ring of calcite mirrors the subtle fluctuations of temperature and moisture of seasons long past, preserving an unbroken diary of climate written in the quietest hand imaginable. As you rest in the safety and warmth of your own quiet space, you can picture those hidden Chinese caverns where the soft mist hangs motionless in the heavy air, and the delicate mineral pillars continue their imperceptible growth, undisturbed by the passage of centuries. Now, as the slow echoes of the subterranean world begin to fade into complete stillness, we can let our minds rest alongside these ancient, peaceful stone formations. The work of the deep cave is never hurried, never demands anything of the world above, and exists in a perpetual realm of pure, motionless composure. Every single drop that falls is a soft reminder of nature's quiet constancy, weaving together water, stone, and time into a seamless tapestry of absolute rest. Let the cool, tranquil darkness of the deep earth wrap gently around you, bringing a soothing stillness to your breathing and a quiet peace to your thoughts. As the final subterranean echoes soften into silence, the stone remains in its eternal, peaceful vigil, cradling its tiny treasures of prehistoric water, holding fast to the calm harmony of the earth, and gently guiding you toward a deep, restorative, and unworried sleep.